Why do you think assisted living is good for seniors and their loved ones? I know a lot of times people have a lot of fears, there's a lot of hesitations. Why do you think it's something that's actually beneficial?
Well, I think that that's a question we get asked many times. And when you're in the industry, many people think that you believe it because that's the industry you're in. And although I would agree with that to a point, because we do understand it and we do know it, we know the good things about it. But I also know that we all want to maintain our independence. I mean, my mom and dad are still at home. We've talked about the benefits of assisted living, but we all really want to stay in our own home that we've grown up in, that we have retired in. Those are important. But I think the key to it is that we should want to be healthy and well cared for while we're in that independent house. And sometimes that isn't the way it works, right? I mean, it's there becomes times when it is time for a loved one to move to an assisted living or memory care. You want it to become when the critical time is there, because when it's critical, sometimes it's past the right time to have moved, and it limits your options when you wait too long. It can be really, really hard on you as the adult child trying to make that move. It feels rushed, which makes it hard on our seniors and things like that. But I think what you should consider when you're looking at it are several things. Nutrition is a really big one. Sometimes our parents, grandparents have been married for many, many years. They've always cooked for the family. They've always cooked for each other. Now, all of a sudden, you're just cooking for yourself and you don't cook for yourself. I know even when I'm home and I'm by myself, sometimes I'm like, I'll just, throw something in the microwave or, something like that, which what seniors do is they end up drinking Ensure 3 times a day or eating a can of soup. And we know that maintaining balance and muscle mass is very important for balance in seniors. So if you start to see that, know that this might be the time. 3 meals a day is very important. The other piece is socialization. Kind of we talked, a lot of times as seniors, we may have lost a lot of our friends, people that we hang out with or hung out with. And so they're isolating and just watching TV all day long. And that can cause deep depression in seniors. And I know I've had people, Austin, say to me, well, my mom's not that social, or my dad doesn't really like to be around other people. But even if you go to 3 meals a day, you're getting some sort of stimulation in conversation and socialization that you need. And so I think that's really, really important too. I think the other thing is that medication management is very important, right? Taking your medications correctly. And sometimes not taking your medications correctly will be like a snowballing effect in every other aspect of your daily life, such as, imbalance, depression, more frequent falls, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, higher possibility of strokes, things like that. So sometimes if we can just take that responsibility off of our loved ones or their family who can't get there when that medication needs to be passed or couldn't get there because they had an emergency in their own child's life, can really help build the strength up in a senior when they live in an environment which is they have just that support for those things and can become much more independent if some of those things are taken away. I think it's a wonderful opportunity when the time is right. It's certainly not a must for someone if they're not ready, but many times don't wait for that critical moment. Don't wait for that major fall at home or because then you've got a broken hip sometimes, and sometimes that limits you and you have to go into skilled versus a social environment such as assisted living.